you can muster up some courage and just start talking to the world and make it consistent, and don't quit because you're not getting enough likes and follows and engagement and whatever, you're gonna eventually win. What are your thoughts on if somebody wants to go and get the message to millions?
Yeah.
Do you say they go and try to find stages? Do you say they go on social media and get started there?
Yeah.
What is your approach? I have my opinion on it,
Yeah.
but I want to hear from you that this is one of your expertises.
Yeah, I think there's two things. I'm like, okay, so somebody wants to be a speaker, right? You still need like, okay, I'm gonna go speak and what's my strategy? So what do I want to do, right? And so I think a lot of times people think like I'm going to go on a podcast or I'm going to do a webinar or I'm going to go on social media and they think that's a strategy. I'm like, but if you're going to be a speaker in business, you have to have a strategy to go from here all the way bringing people through to get a client, right? So for me, you have speaking and then marketing is the dream machine. So if I have a dream of being a speaker, that's my dream, that's my passion, that's what I want to do. You still need marketing as the dream machine to get you known with what it is that you're doing. So I think there should be a combination of both, right? If I want to lead live events, I think the smart thing about doing live events is like, great, if I want to be an expert in the space and I want to go speak to audiences, I should have an online marketing strategy, right? That grabs attention of an audience, brings them through some type of marketing funnel, and then eventually brings them to that path of getting them to the live event, right? But I don't think you should just sell the live event as the only strategy. Like you might sell a group coaching program or a group consulting program. You might sell an online course. Sell some way to monetize that group where they can do it from the comfort of their own home and then bring them as like the cherry on top. Hey, this live event comes with it, you know? So I think you just have to have an intelligent marketing strategy first, and then the speaking piece is like the cherry on top of integrating those two. But I think if you try and do, I'm just gonna go be a speaker, like in the beginning of my career, I was traveling around speaking on stages all the time. I was like, this is no life. I don't want to do this. I want to have a marketing machine that brings in consistent income, and then I want to choose the stages that I go speak on. So today, as a speaker, you're both speaking online and offline, which is a relatively new thing in today's economy, right? Like if you're a speaker today, if you speak on video, you're a speaker. You speak on podcasts, you're a speaker. Like if you're online today, you're actually a speaker. So, okay, how do I maximize it both online and offline if that's what I want to do, offline being stages, and deciding what kind of speaker I want to be. Some people just want to be online, which is cool, right? Some people want to be in stages. So decide the strategy and then decide what you want to be and then put the strategy behind it.
Right. Yeah. That's great stuff. So Ted, I always, because I talk about this subject a bit, how do you get started in this particular journey of being a speaker or creating an impact? I always say to people that because people come to me because they want to know how to build their brand. I build a lot of success with my Natural Slim brand, with Dr. Berg, with all those people that I get to work with every day, and they want to replicate that success at their own level. I mean, it's pretty crazy stuff that happens. I mean, this building over here manages right now $250 million in revenue, built with the strategy of getting a person to become popular, being a speaker, getting attention for their brand. So I always say the fastest way for somebody to build a brand in this environment, no matter what brand that is, it could be supplements, it could be business, it could be consulting, it could be like, it doesn't really matter. The fastest way to connect with people and to get them to buy your stuff and connect with your brand, your products and services is to be a speaker. That's the way it is. But I also say to them, so that's the point, right? Like, okay, well, you can build a faceless brand. I believe that it's just a longer path. It really is a longer path because you're trying to come up with content strategies. You're competing with everybody else. People are connecting with other humans better than they're connecting with brands. People trust more other human beings and other faces. So there's all these challenges. So I always say, if you can put yourself in front of the camera, if you can muster up some courage and just start talking to the world and make it consistent and don't quit because you're not getting enough likes and follows and engagement and whatever, you're going to eventually win. So I tell them that, okay, just got to get going and got to get pushing. I also say that you got to start in the social media omnipresent world. You got to be as many places as possible. And you got to just execute and use platforms that people in our background, in our past, did not have access to. Like my grandfather did not have the ability to press a button and go live to the world. We have that opportunity. So we take it for granted consistently and we don't leverage it enough. And time keeps on passing and not enough people are jumping on that opportunity. So you talk about having your own event, but here's the reality. That stuff costs money. Most people that are starting don't have money to invest. Why not go in the social media world and use that as your launching pad to get attention.
Totally.
Last thing I'll say, and I want to hear your thoughts.
It's a faster way to do it too.
It's the faster way to do it, right? So before I give it back to you so you can give me your thoughts on this, last thing I'll say is that my journey as a speaker began with first getting results for something.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, what are you doing in the social media world or on stages? Talking about what?
Yeah.
Like if you haven't accomplished anything for yourself.
Exactly.
So for me, a starting point is you want to get some evidence that what you're talking about actually works and it's real. Because otherwise, your stories are not real.
Yeah.
People don't have any evidence that they should be paying attention to what you have to say.
That's right.
So I always say, hey, listen. You know, it's like, for example, your girl talking about humanitarian efforts. I want to listen.
Yeah.
Because she's done it.
Exactly.
She has done something that nobody else had. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I want to pay attention because
Right.
I want to make the world a better place. And she's done it. But imagine Marisol talking on stages about human trafficking and then saving the lives of little kids and little girls. But she hasn't done any of it.
Right.
It's not the same impact.
Exactly.
Not even close,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
So in the same area of building a business, right? Of like whether that's consulting or real estate or products, physical products or digital products, etc. Why would you not first focus on yourself before you start going to the world with a message? What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's brilliant. I think that's like everybody should be doing that, right? Because it's like, I mean, what do people want before they even consume a product? Education, right? So when you think about speakers who are educating and teaching things, right? Because they're an expert in it, whoever's selling that stuff has some expertise. And even when you're marketing that stuff, you're doing content marketing, which is educating and teaching people, right? So the two go hand in hand. It's like some people want to take that content further and teach it into a course where they can empower somebody and go, hey, here's how to do X, Y, Z, take these steps to change your life. But even somebody with a health brand or whatever, people want a lifestyle in that. So if they're taking supplements, people who take supplements, it's like a lifestyle, right? That's my personal viewpoint. Like health is a lifestyle for me. I'm always looking for the next best way to do something, get healthier and stay healthy, right? So I think sharing content and educating your marketplace on that, they can't wait to hear that stuff. And the more they get educated, the more they get empowered, the more they're going to buy those products and services.
Yeah, because they become the probability of success using their products and services dramatically
Completely.
goes up because they're educated.
Right, because they actually know something about it. It's like people don't just want to go into a doctor today. They want to be educated on what's going on in the healthcare system so they can be empowered. So same thing with any product that's being sold before somebody buys it. In fact, the sales process should be an educational process.
Right.
So if you can do it through marketing and just educate them and enlighten them in advance, why not do it? Every brand should do it.
Totally.
You know, it would be that much better.